Okay, let's have a conversation about now our COVID procedures and return to play. We have a 6-page document that was formulated through MedStar Health here in Baltimore, and also in lining with the phases that's also with the Bermuda government. So right now we are actually in our phase standards and accountability area. So let's say it's phase 4. It means that in that phase we are able to have a size of 75 players, okay, between players, coaches, around the field. So what we're gonna do and how you're gonna see this happen is that let's go from the first thing. A maximum of coaches and staff are allowed, okay, during the practices. So before I get into the whole of the procedures once they get onto the field, I just want to go through this with you. Okay, if your team does not have a second coach, a volunteer parent is recommended to assist with maintaining the guidelines. Okay, which means is that we have to have people that's on the field to making sure that the guidelines of our return to play measures get set. Number 2, okay, only 2 coaches and manager allowed for the practice or games, okay, at each half. What this means, parents, we're gonna have to do the social distancing. So once you drop your young people off, you will not be allowed in the areas of field. So I know most of our training is gonna be at the Bfla field, so you would have to basically be up top, okay, and watching. Second is that with physical contact that is necessary for training may occur. Whenever possible, it should be limited. Now with this is where we're making sure is that as every player comes in, is that every player is gonna have their own football, okay? They're gonna have their own mask and they're gonna have their own bandana, okay? So they're gonna get this at the orientation on that first day on September the 8th. Also, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna see is that we cannot have a water container. So there will be no containers that will be there, okay, for extra water. So each player is to bring their own water. There will be no sharing of any water or any equipment. The coaches will be responsible for the cones, laying everything out on the field. The players will be responsible for use of their own balls and also their vests. So each player will also receive a vest that will be theirs to keep. They take the vest home and they get to wash it. It will be a one color vest and it will be a different color. Our training uniform is actually going to be red shirt or black shirt, and the parents, you're responsible for getting training black shorts and black socks. Also the mask, you will get 2 masks. One will be a regular standard mask with our logo on it. The other one will be a bandana that I don't have with me right now. It slips over the head. So what the bandana is going to be for is for when they're training. The mask they can wear out and about. So when they're training, they have to make sure that what they're going to get into big groups, their mask will come up over their face. But as long as they're 6 feet apart, then they can take their mask off if we're having a conversation. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of our standards that will be put in place, and these are non-negotiables. Okay, these are non-negotiable. So parents, you will not see anything different. So let's go through what it's going to look like when the young people come to training. As soon as parents, when they come to training, you drop your young person off. From that point, there'll be a check-in area. The check-in area, we will have a thermometer. We check for their temperature. Also, the temperature will get recorded. Okay, they have the name and it will get recorded. Once they've received that, we'll make sure that they have the mask. This is what they gotta bring in their bags, okay? Their vests and their own football that they will get. Each player will get a football, okay? That's their responsibility. The other thing that we will have is a sanitizer, okay? We'll sanitize once the players come. We sanitize their hands and make sure this will be on the field for use when they're taking low breaks, to making sure that the players are getting their hands and everything sanitized. Now, I want to really make sure we understand that this is very, very important. We are about player safety, parent safety, and coaches safety. These same documents that you have seen here, and you will receive these documents, okay? I will send them to you. Is we sent them to Bermuda Health, okay, the government, and to make sure is that the standards was up to everything that's going on in Bermuda right now and going through the phases. If for some reason that we drop back a phase because the COVID has spread and the virus has spread, then we will just go back and we'll drop down to our next phases, or go back to phase to 3, to 2, and to 1. So this will be laid out, it'll be information for you to read before I get to Bermuda. Now, with that said, let's talk about what the week's gonna look like. Okay, what is that week gonna look like once I get to Bermuda? But for now, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you understanding the steps we are taking, okay, for COVID-19, and really encourage you to follow all our protocols, parents, because we are about safety. We have to look out for everybody that's involved. So I want to say thank you very much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.